All right, guys, welcome to another live stream. So all the financial advice that you'll ever need fits on an index card. So I have a few things or several things on this index card that I believe are the staple to just the financial landscape, the financial environment, to your financial teachings that you'll probably learn throughout the years of your financial journey. But I have it all in an index card. And I think this is all you need. I think with these things on this index card, I think you could go very far. Now, obviously, you probably need to learn things along the way, but I think this will be the basis of what you need to know. And if you implement these things, I think you can go far. So let's get right into the list. Before we get into the list, let me just do a quick mic check to make sure my mic is working. That way, I'm not just talking to myself, right? All right, give me just a sec. All right, quick mic check, and then we can begin. Make sure my mic is working. That way, I'm not just talking to myself, right? All right, cool. All right, so the first thing on my index card is you don't want to diversify too early. Now, a lot of us are taught to get into an ETF, get into a mutual fund, diversify your portfolio. And I think if you do this so early on, if you do this in your teens, if you do this in your 20s, I think you're just going to set yourself back. So for instance, let's just say you wanted to focus on stocks. That's your main thing. That's going to be your go-to when it comes to making money. That's going to be your field of expertise. I think it will serve you better to focus on 3 stocks at most that have the potential of 5 to 10xing in the next 5 to 10 years, opposed to going into a mutual fund or an index or an ETF that's going to give you that standard 10 to 12% per year. Now, again, the ETF and the mutual fund and things like that are very safe. Obviously, it has a basket of stocks, and it's the safe route. But the thing is, in your beginning years, you want that growth. You don't want to just get that consistency. You want to save that consistency for later. So I think this is one of the main things that people talk about, or you hear from a lot of financial quote-unquote experts, to diversify early in your 20s, your teens. And I think it sets people back. I think if you focus on blue chip assets, whether that's stocks, crypto, real estate, I think you will go way further than diversifying so early. And I think this is one of the main things people should focus on. And for example, for stocks, if you focused on Nvidia, Apple, and Tesla for the last 10 years, I think you would have outperformed any ETF, any mutual fund or index on the market. So yeah, don't diversify too early. I think you should keep it to three assets in the beginning, not asset classes. I honestly, I think you should just focus on one asset class in the beginning, and within that asset class, keep it to three stocks, or three. If it's real estate, maybe one type of real estate property like multifamily or single family, whatever one you want to be an expert in. Just focus on that instead of trying to do everything at once, right? All right, number 2, always have cash on the sideline. This is very important. I think, and I've learned this in the last 2 to 3 years, that I need to have more cash on the sideline. My problem is I like to put all my money in investments. I don't like to have too much money in savings. I don't just like to have cash sitting around in my checking account earning that small interest that the bank gives you. So, but I need to always be ready for new opportunities. And in the last year, I've missed out on a few opportunities because I didn't have a lot of cash. Maybe I had a little bit of cash, but I didn't have so much to where I could put it and make a significant impact in that investment, right? In my opinion, you want to go in with at least 10K in each investment. Now, obviously, people are going to be like, oh, well, I don't have 10K. Well, that's why you work extra. You get a side hustle, extra job, so on and so forth. So that way you can have 10K to put in a certain investment. But that's kind of my minimum that I like to go in when I go into an investment. Because if I get a double and I get a triple, that's 30K, right? It makes it's an impact. Opposed to I'm putting 200 to 300 bucks in some type of investment. If I get a 2 to 3x, I'm at $1,000. Yes, it's nice, but it doesn't make a big difference, right? So always having cash on the sidelines is pretty good. You don't want to miss opportunities, and there's always opportunities out there. So, and what that's going to involve is you not going all in on one play. Now, if you're very confident on a certain play and you think it's going to be a home run and you did your research, then go ahead. But getting a side hustle, getting a maybe a part-time job to always have some type of money on the side so you can always go in on the next opportunity. So, yep. Google Life, what's up? Number three, continuous financial education. I think a lot of people, they learn something and then they stop, or they think, okay, I become a master at a certain field, a certain expertise, and the landscape's always changing as far as investments. When it comes to stocks, the same industry is not always buzzing. So you may need to switch to a different industry. One year it's AI, one year it's blockchain, one year it may be clothing, another year it may be some, online retailers, something like that, right? But you need to always be adapting to the financial landscape. You need to know what is hot at the moment and be able to learn about that new topic and be able to adjust and reallocate your portfolio to mimic what's hot at the moment, right? If you don't keep up with financial news, financial trends, you're going to fall behind. For instance, right now, honestly, if you're not in the AI space or the blockchain space, you're probably not making the most money that you could be making. I'm not saying you won't be making any money, but you're probably not getting the biggest gains. I mean, if we look at Nvidia, if we look at Tesla is kind of an AI play. A lot of its products run on AI. What else? Nvidia, Tesla, Apple. Apple just came out with Apple Intelligence. So everything is kind of moving towards AI. And if you're not on the financial trends, you're not keeping up with your financial education, you're going to miss those trends. And again, trends don't come along that often. They tend to, it's usually like a 3 to 4 year thing, and then the next trend comes. But you really want to be early on in that trend and make sure you're not left behind. So yeah, continuous financial education. This also applies to things like new apps, Chat GPT. I know a lot of people don't even use Chat GPT or a version of that like Venice AI. You need to start using these new these products so you can have a financial advantage, right? So being able to get financial information easily using things like ChatGPT and others is another way you could keep up with financial education. So I see that too. A lot of people don't want to keep up with certain technologies because sometimes they're like, oh, well, I could use the old way. Don't be open to new ways to get financial education. You don't always have to utilize outdated methods to get that information. A lot of these new methods, you could get it quicker, and the quicker you get information, the more money you'll make. All right, number 4, plan for a 5 to 10 year journey, right? And this is if you're very serious, right? If you're gonna, do a poor job at achieving your goals, then you probably have to do the standard 20 to 30 years, 401k, just dollar cost average into some ETFs. But you shouldn't also, so plan for 5 to 10 years for your financial goals to come true. And the reason why I say this is because most people want a quick flip. Most people want to make their first million or their first 100,000 or whatever your financial goal is. They want to make it in a year to two. And some people can make that million within a year to 3 years, but that's not the majority of people. I think the majority of people that do it fairly quick, and for me, fairly quick, is 5 to 10 years. That's the standard. That's what people that become millionaires, it takes them about 5 to 10 years being consistent at something to actually achieve their financial goals. So, and the trick is starting early. So if you start when you're 20, you'll hit that financial goal by 25 or 30, right? And some people may take 15 years, 35, but you're still pretty young. But if you're starting late, like 35, and 35, you're still young, but again, you're add 5 to 10 years to that. Now you're in your 40s, 45. But wherever you're starting at, it doesn't matter what age, just plan for 5 to 10 years. Don't try to look for the quick flip. I think that's probably one of the things that holds people back the most, or sets people back the most, because they expect to hit their financial goals from 1 to 2 years, or 1 to 2 years in, or 1 to 3 years in. They don't get that, and then they end up giving up. So yeah, so just plan for a 5 to 10 year journey if you're serious, right? Because the whole part is you're serious for 5 to 10 years. You give the same effort for those 5 to 10 years, and usually people that do that end up hitting their financial goals. So yeah, that's number 4. And then number 5, learning how to protect your money is just as important as learning how to make money. And this is true. A lot of people know how to make money. You see a lot of YouTubers making money. You see a lot of basketball players making money, sports players making money. A lot of people are making money, but it's one thing to make it, and then it's another thing to keep it, right? So you need to learn about high quality blue chip stocks, high quality blue chip ETFs. So that way, when you make that money, you're not just putting it in a savings account and then spending crazy and then end up losing all that money you made. So you need learning how to protect your money is just as important on learning how to make the money. Because a lot of people know how to make the money, but they don't know how to protect it. It's very hard. Most investments give you like a 6 to not most investments, but most quality investments give you like a 6 to 12% return each year. But the trick is finding those quality investments and knowing which ones to get into, and then also learning how to reallocate your portfolio. You can't just, sometimes you can't, I mean, if you get into an ETF, maybe you could just leave it forever, but sometimes you do need to reallocate your portfolio if you're getting into single stocks. Maybe you have like a basket of stocks, maybe it's 6 to 7 stocks, and every 2 to 3 years you need to look at that portfolio and reallocate it to protect your wealth. So that way, maybe out of the 7 that you have in your portfolio, 2 or 3 stocks tank, and you say, okay, well, now I need to take that out and replace those stocks with something that's going to perform a little bit better. So yeah, all those things here fit on a index card. Those are those are the 5 things that I believe that will be the staple of your financial journey. It will help you with your financial goals. We'll go over them again so that way you don't forget. So number 1, don't diversify too early. 2, always have cash on the sideline. 3, continuous financial education. 4, plan for a 5 to 10 year journey if you're serious. 5, learning how to protect your money is just as important as it is learning how to make money. And those are the 5 things that fit on an index card. Those are the things that I believe will help you hit your financial goals. And maybe they're not the only things that you need to know. Obviously, you're going to learn more things when it comes to like taxes, or, learning how to do an IRA or whatever the case may be. Obviously, there's going to be more, but I think if you learn these things on this index card, you'll be okay. All right, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.